Most Pokemon are found by encountering them in some sort of way. And of course you have your fossil Pokemon that you have to revive, but in order to add a Pokemon to your Pokedex, you're normally encountering and catching it in some sort of way. But there are some Pokemon that are an exception to this, and they are called event Pokemon. Event Pokemon are Pokemon that are distributed some way and have been in the game since the very first Pokemon games, and they're pretty cool. They allow trainers to obtain Pokemon that they usually can't. But unfortunately, it's not always that easy to get your hands on that event Pokemon that you so heavily desire. So today, I'm here with MysticUmbreon to count down the top 10 hardest event Pokemon to obtain.
What is going on, guys? Today I'm here to help Supra out with this video. Remember that this is a part 2 video, so make sure you guys come over to my channel at some point to check out the part 1 of the top 10 hardest event Pokemon to obtain. One thing that we want to clear up is that most of these event Pokemon are not obtainable now because all other events happened in the past. So we're ranking them based on how hard they were to get when the event was going on. Hopefully that makes sense. But with all that out of the way, let's get right into number 5.
At number 5, we have the Mew event in Pokemon Emerald. Through this event, the trainer would receive the old sea map and allow the trainer to travel to Faraway Island where they can encounter Mew. Which doesn't seem too hard, but in order to do this event, you would have to attend a Pokemon Festa event in Japan in 2005. So outside of Japan, it's pretty rare to find a player that has a legit Mew from this event. Obviously, you can get the old sea map by cheating with the Game Shark, but without the Game Shark, this Mew is definitely hard to get. Oh yeah, plus once you get to Faraway Island, you have to chase Mew around the island, and it's so freaking annoying. Just stop running, Mew. Stop. Please.
The number 4 spot goes to the Spiky-eared Pichu event in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This process really does seem easy at first. All you have to do is go to the Ilex Forest, and the Spiky-eared Pichu will appear behind the shrine. Well, I wish it was that easy. First, you have to get the Pikachu-colored Pichu from a distribution event in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. This special Pichu is only available through a couple in-person distribution events, as well as an almost worldwide Wi-Fi distribution for 20 days in 2010. And once you get this special Pichu, you have to transfer it to Pokemon Heart Gold or Soul Silver, and then you can finally encounter that Spiky-eared Pichu.
Next up on the list is actually every Pokemon that was distributed through the Gotta Catch 'em All station at the New York Pokemon Center. The Gotta Catch 'em All station was a place where trainers could go to obtain a new event Pokemon every week on their Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal games. The Gotta Catch 'em All station was insanely useful for trainers considering 136 event Pokemon were released in total. The event Pokemon would also have a 12.5% chance of being shiny, so that's pretty cool. But the Pokemon that were distributed also came equipped with some really cool moves. For example, the event Bulbasaur came with Ancient Power, and the event Nidoran Male came with Lovely Kiss. But in order to get one of these Pokemon, you would have to either plan a trip to New York or already live in New York, which sounds like a lot of hassle just to get an event Pokemon.
In the number 2 spot, we have the infamous Celebi event in Generation 2. Well, there were actually 3 different distribution events for Celebi, but we're going to be focusing on the Nintendo Space World 2000 Celebi. To obtain this event Celebi, players had to send in a postcard to Nintendo, which you can think of as sort of an application to get the Celebi. And from there, only 100,000 people were chosen to get the Celebi. The selected trainers were given Celebi gift tickets and had to take them to Nintendo Space World 2000 in order to get Celebi into their games. So not only did you have to get chosen at random to receive a ticket, but you also had to make the trip to Nintendo Space World, and who knows how far that trip would take you. All of that just for a Celebi.
And last but not least, in the number 1 spot, we have an event Pokemon that is so rare only because it was never distributed. And this Pokemon is Arceus. Well, technically speaking, the item that you need to access Arceus, being the Azure Flute, was the item that was never distributed, but you get the point. The Azure Flute was an item that players were supposed to receive through a Wi-Fi event in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum through Mystery Gift, and it would allow players to access the Hall of Origin, enabling the player to encounter Arceus. But the item was never distributed because Junichi Masuda thought the event was too hard to understand and trigger, so they just scrapped the idea. Of course, you can still hack the item into your game, but it's really interesting that this item was never distributed, making Arceus the hardest event Pokemon to obtain. But it's okay considering there have been many Arceus distributions since then, giving trainers many opportunities to add the god of all Pokemon to their teams.
And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you did happen to miss part 1 of this list, head over to my channel and check it out.
And make sure you guys leave a like rating if you did happen to enjoy and subscribe for more Pokemon content. It'd be greatly appreciated. Peace out, guys.